SystemsWiki Rising. I guess that's as appropriate a label as possible. SystemsWiki.org was a website that I worked on for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, and then about a year and a half ago, my ISP crashed and lost everything. Though fortunately, none of my content actually ended up being lost, though it was no longer available on the web. And after thinking about it for some time, I realized I didn't really want to create another wiki in the form that one was in, because while it contained a lot of content, it didn't allow the content to be related in the way that I wanted to see it related. Everything that I create is out on the web someplace, almost nothing on my desktop, and trying to find what I want to find it is often far more difficult than I wanted it to be. So after pondering this for about 18 months, I finally decided to re-implement all of the stuff, implement or migrate or whatever you want to call it, into a brain in a piece of software called TheBrain from TheBrain.com, which I have had sort of a love-hate relationship for about 21 years now, which is another story, and I'll probably go into that somewhere else. But what I have done is I have migrated all of the Kumu models and all of the Insight Maker models that I have created into this environment, and I have begun to weave them together into meaningful learning threads, and I'll do another video about the learning threads themselves. Simply be it known that SystemsWiki, and I know it's not a wiki, though I've been using the label SystemsWiki for so long in so many places it's just sort of difficult to get rid of, but that SystemsWiki is an entry point, the primary entry point into this environment. And there are three main segments of content. There are past and future events that I do over the internet on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week at noon. Here are events that have already happened, and here are future events which you can look at, read about, and register for if you're interested. If you're interested in taking a look at one of the previous events, here's Kumu relationship modeling that was done on 5/14. You can go ahead and read what that was about, sort of the sequence of the presentation, the content of the chat session, and here is a link to the video of that hour-and-a-half session. The sessions are usually about 30 minutes of presentation and 60 minutes of Q&A. In this environment, it keeps a breadcrumbs trail along the bottom of places that you've been, and all of the main entry points are here at the top. You can get back to the main point by simply clicking this pin. You can look at the threads as they're developing. The one that's mostly complete is "and it's all connected," and I'll do a separate video about this one, but the threads are built in such a way that you can simply walk through them and read the content, look at the model, watch the video about that particular content. The other component that's here is has got my name on it, and it contains a link to all of my major sets of content on the internet someplace. Here's my LinkedIn profile, Twitter, my YouTube channel. I think, yeah, it's my YouTube channel. All of my Kumu models, all my Insight Makers, my Facebook page, and Digo is a utility that I used to use for maintaining all of my content links. I still use it to annotate web pages and PDFs, and the actual links to places on the internet are getting migrated as I find time, but I have, I don't know, about 3,000 links that I need to migrate. I still use Digo because it is marvelous for actually being able to take a piece of content and annotate it and put notes in it for both PDFs and web pages, so that if you read something and you want to actually put thoughts in it and remember what your thoughts were, you can have them in the context of that piece of software or that piece of content, which is something that isn't doable within the brain itself. So SystemsWiki is a set of relationships. There are a few thousand of them in here at the moment. There are a lot of them which are not actually structured into the existing events or threads, though you can search for things. The things that are relevant or not relevant, you won't run into them unless you search for them. But if you search for something like archetypes, it's the architecture, organizational safety archetypes. There are a number of entries in there, positive systems archetypes, which is actually linked to the archetypes entry, which is part of and it's all connected, so that you begin to see that for this particular item there are basic structures, goal seeking, and growth structures, though there are other things that are related to it that are in the content, and here are the other dimensions of and it's all connected that you can get to. So hopefully you can wander around here and find find things that are interesting and useful. If you have comments, simply send an email to me at SystemsWiki.com. You're also invited to send me a email and request to join the SystemsWiki Slack group. If you send me, I'll send you an invite. We carry on conversations. This is relatively new, so it's not too busy yet, but to carry on an ongoing conversation, Q&A about all of the online learning exchanges that happen on Tuesday and Thursday, as well as questions that other people have about the content. So hope you find this of interest, and I look forward to our future exchanges. Take care. Bye.